Terence Crawford has just dropped some spicy thoughts on the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and William Scull, and it's not what most people are expecting. As the boxing world gears up for the undisputed championship bout this Saturday, May 3rd, Crawford is giving Scull a lot more credit than many fans are. Even though Scull is considered by most to be the underdog with little chance of winning, Crawford sees the potential for a much tougher fight for Canelo than people are anticipating. Despite being a massive fan of Canelo, Crawford is convinced Scull has what it takes to challenge the reigning champion, at least for as long as the fight lasts. But let's be real, Canelo's still the favorite, and Crawford predicts he'll ultimately secure the. Crawford doesn't just believe Scull will make it interesting for Canelo. He thinks it's going to be a tough, competitive battle. He's aware that a lot of people are brushing off Scull's chances, but Crawford is having none of that. He sees Scull as a real threat who can bring the heat to Canelo, but at the same time, he knows the Mexican star has the skill to get the victory in the end. Crawford has a very specific reason why he's pulling for Canelo, though, and it's not just about the fight at hand. Crawford has his eyes set on a potential showdown in September where he's hoping to face Canelo for a major fight. If Scull were to pull off a major upset, Crawford's plans might be derailed, so he's hoping for a Canelo win and, most importantly, for Canelo to be healthy enough to take on him later this year, as much as fans are clamoring for a Canelo versus David Benavidez fight. Crawford's looking for his own shot at the champ. He admits it's not what the public wants, but it's what the promoters are aiming for. He's skipping past the tough middleweights and moving straight to Canelo, which has earned him some criticism. Fans believe Crawford should have to prove himself first by taking on fighters like Benavidez, David Morrell, or Christian Mbili before being handed the shot at Canelo. Yet Crawford believes that this fast-track route to the top could lead to a more interesting and profitable showdown, even though many fans might not be feeling it. In his recent interview, Crawford made sure to share that he's confident about the upcoming fight between Canelo and Scull. "I'm feeling good about the fight. It's going to be a tough one for Canelo," Crawford said. He continued by emphasizing that he's not underestimating Scull and that the fight could be more competitive than most people expect. However, Crawford still believes that Canelo will come through with the win and hopes that the champ remains injury-free so their potential September clash can happen without any hiccup. Crawford is also planning on being ringside for the fight, showing his support for Canelo, but also making sure the world knows he's ready to step in when the time comes. As we inch closer to the fight, Crawford's analysis of the match has only added fuel to the fire. Will Canelo prove that he's unbeatable, or will Scull shock the world and make the super middleweight division even more exciting? If Crawford gets his way, a win for Canelo means a chance at one of the biggest boxing matches in recent history. The anticipation is building, and fans can't wait to see how it all plays out. Terence Crawford's take on the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus William Scull fight shows just how seriously he's watching the super middleweight landscape unfold. Crawford has been in the game long enough to know that anything can happen inside the ring, and he's not one to completely dismiss a fighter like Scull just because of the odds. With Scull boasting an undefeated record of 23-0 and a solid knockout ratio, Crawford believes that there's more to him than meets the eye. While many fans are focusing on Canelo's dominance in vision, Crawford sees Scull as a dangerous, under-the-radar fighter who's ready to rise to the occasion. It's clear that Crawford has respect for the challenge Scull poses, even if the world may not. It's also important to note that Crawford's prediction doesn't come without a touch of strategy. He has a vested interest in how the fight plays out, not just as a fan of boxing, but as a fighter with his own career to think about. If Scull manages to pull off an upset, it could cause major chaos in the division, potentially derailing Crawford's long-awaited shot at Canelo. This isn't just about Canelo and Scull anymore. Crawford's potential future with the champion is on the line. He's watching closely, hoping for a Canelo victory to ensure that his September bout stays intact. It's a reminder of how complex the politics and matchmaking in boxing can be, with a fighter's next move often contingent on someone else's performance. As much as Crawford wants to see Canelo win, there's no denying the underlying tension of his comment. He wants that title fight in September, and he knows that a loss for Canelo would disrupt his entire plan. But Crawford's not sugarcoating it. He's giving Scull the credit he thinks he deserves, despite knowing Canelo's edge and experience and skill. This fight is about more than just Canelo defending his belts. It's about setting the stage for the biggest fight of Crawford's career. Crawford wants to face the best, and if Canelo remains the best, he'll be the one to test that theory. It's clear Crawford wants that matchup more than anything, and he's not just talking about it, he's setting it up by staying engaged. In the lead-up to this fight, fans may not be thrilled about Crawford bypassing Benavidez and the others, but Crawford is confident in his ability to bring the heat when it's his turn. He's got the experience, the track record, and the mindset to go straight for the top. While the fans might want to see a Canelo-Benavidez fight first, Crawford isn't going to wait around for someone else to have their moment. He's looking at the big picture, and in his eyes, the Canelo-Alvarez showdown in September is the one that will define his legacy. He's not here for small-time battles, he wants the major challenge, and he knows Canelo is that challenge. Looking ahead, the outcome of Canelo and Scull's fight will shape the direction of the super middleweight division for the near future. If Canelo comes out on top, as Crawford predicts, it will solidify his place as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world, while also paving the way for a high-stakes showdown with Crawford. But if Scull manages to make it competitive, or even score an upset, boxing fans will be buzzing with excitement, and everything that follows will be in complete turmoil. Crawford knows this, which is why he's so invested in Canelo winning. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario for everyone involved, and it's not just about the fighters. It's about setting up the fight that everyone's been waiting. No matter what, though, it's shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable and exciting bouts in recent. Stay tuned, because what happens this Saturday could change everything.